welcome to PTPioneer.com, your #1 resource for getting started in the personal training industry, as well as becoming successful and a great trainer once you're already there. Today I'm going to be doing a quick video on how to be a good personal trainer, and I have another video and articles on my site on how to become a good personal trainer and how to become a successful personal trainer. So the good personal trainer is how to help your clients reach their goals as fast as they can in the safest way possible, so that you can have them see the best results and have your name spread throughout town or your gym that you are a great trainer, you do get results and stuff like that. So some of the stuff I'm going to talk about in this video are how to correct muscular imbalances and why it's important, find out what works best for your client, make sure to track and measure results, giving diet advice, like should you do it, and how to be a well-rounded expert overall. So let's start off with how to correct muscular imbalances, or why it's important. So if you're familiar with MASM and their OPT training model, you'll know that they focus a lot on corrective exercise and stabilization at the bottom of their pyramid before they move on to strength or power sections. One of the most important things about correcting muscular imbalances is doing the screening process, doing physical assessments of posture as well as strength and flexibility to see any weak points, to see any muscles that are tight, to see any muscles that are loose, because keeping your client safe is the #1 thing. And if they have really tight hip flexors and then you put them through a strenuous squatting routine when they have terrible form, they're not flexible enough to do this, they're obviously have the potential to get injured, and that's the last thing you want to do, because that will stall progress entirely if they get injured. That's the last thing you want to do. So avoiding injury is the #1 thing. So to avoid injury is obviously correcting muscular imbalances is very, very, very important. So do a lot of the screening process to detect imbalances and then focus on those first, as well as strength training that they can perform in a safe way with good form. That's one of my tips especially for new clients. This is more of a new client thing. Another thing to do with new clients is how to find out what works best for your client. And everybody is not the same. I've seen a lot of really poor trainers applying cookie cutter workouts to all their clients, and they're pretty much all the same workouts, and it's really bad because it's not individualized at all. But finding out what works best for your clients, some people respond to leg press for if they're trying to get their legs bigger, they respond to leg press more than squats, and some people are vice versa. Everybody's individual. You really need to do some trial and error with your clients, especially at the beginning. Do a lot of trial and error to see not only what works for them, but what they like, and how strenuous it is on their body and mentally, different exercises, especially older individuals. So yeah, find out what works by trial and error. Obviously, test a bunch of things out, and then you'll adapt as you go, and you'll be able to create a way better routine for these clients individually. Another thing I don't see a lot of trainers doing is tracking and measuring results. And this is very important for a couple of reasons. Obviously, you want to see how you're doing, you want to see how they're progressing, and by showing them how much progress they've made, even if they feel like they haven't made too much progress, is extremely motivating them for them to continue personal training with you and to continue exercise in general. So the first thing you do with a client, even before you do your first workout, is you take some measurements. Take a body weight measurement, take a body fat measurement, and take circumference measurements of their thighs, waist, hip, chest, shoulders, neck, and arm. Those are the standard ones that I do. And then make sure to do this at the least every month. I like to do it every 2 weeks or so. Every week you might not see changes, but every 2 weeks you should see a little bit of changes. Keep these results tracked. Make sure to use this as motivational tools for them, because they might be like, oh, I feel like I've gained weight, but you might show them, be like, actually, you've lost 7 pounds in the last 2 months, which is great. And it'll give them a bump of confidence and keep them on their schedule. So obviously, you might not be a dietitian, but you probably still give some diet advice. And obviously, you can't give very, very specific stuff, but you can say, stop eating junk food. Eat your greens, eat your vegetables, eat your fruits, and stick to whole grains and get your protein in. Obviously, very basic advice, and it doesn't seem like it's that important, but it actually is. You know, your clients might have heard this a billion times from reading articles, from hearing it from friends or family, but the point is you're the expert. And when they hear from you and they trust you, they're a lot more likely to follow your guidance and actually stick to a decent, healthy diet plan. Obviously, seeing results over the long term is mostly in the kitchen. You know, obviously you could train their asses off for an hour every single day for a whole entire week, for a whole entire month or a year, but if they're eating crappy at home, if they're eating excess calories and they're trying to lose weight still, they're not going to lose weight, and they might blame it on you. Obviously it's not your fault, but you need to convince them and motivate them to stay on schedule with diet as well as exercise during the 23 hours that you don't see them every day, which is one of the hardest parts, is being motivational. But just simply telling them, if they trust you, which they do, is very important to them, so they'll stick to it, because they're paying for your time and your expertise in fitness. They're going to follow your guidelines outside probably as well. The last thing is you should be a well-rounded expert. So obviously if you got your certification 10 years ago, you know, you're required to do continuing education every 2 or 3 years, but if you're just doing the bare minimum, you should obviously extend your knowledge on exercise science and kinesiology as a whole. So I recommend getting an advanced certification. Like if you start working with elderly people, and a lot of them are post-rehab or have a lot of muscular imbalances, you might want to become an expert in that. You might want to take the NASM CES, or Corrective Exercise Specialist course, which will make you an expert, teach you a lot of valuable information on that kind of stuff, and make you a much better trainer. Another thing, like if you want to start working with athletes, maybe the NASM PES or the NSCA CSCS certification is the right one for you. It'll really help you learn a lot about athletes and peak performance training and stuff like that, which you could specialize in and become a fantastic trainer for people that are trying to reach peak performance. Obviously, if you want to just help people lose weight, you could become a weight loss specialist. NASM has a certification for that as well. I think it's a fantastic certification, but what you should do is you should continue your education on your own and be motivated about it. So the people that are motivated and want to learn a lot, they end up being the best trainers and the most effective trainers as well, because they care and they are very knowledgeable as well. So yeah, that was my quick tips on how to become a good personal trainer, guys. Please give me a thumbs up. Check out my website. I have everything about personal training, how to be a successful personal trainer, how to make more money, how to sell personal training, everything that you need in the industry. I wish I had this when I was starting out. Check it out. And if you're not yet a personal trainer but want to be, I have a whole bunch of reviews on certifications and how to become a personal trainer overall. But yeah, once again, please give me a thumbs up. Thanks. For study guides and discount codes on some of the top personal training certifications, head to ptpioneer.com. The link will be in the description down below. I have a step-by-step guide on how to become a personal trainer, how to make a lot of money once you are a personal trainer, and much more essential information on getting started as a personal trainer for you guys to check out. Until next time, guys, happy training.